My work is really a meditation on the environmental crisis that we're all experiencing throughout the world, but I'm focusing on my home country of Australia, and I'm really studying the links between colonisation and the environmental situation which we're in at the moment. So it's looking at the effect of colonisation and how that has played into the climate crisis, in particular the wildfires that Australia experienced in 2019 and 2020, where an immense area of land was completely burnt and we lost billions of animals and a never before seen area of land in these fires. So I'm photographing animal specimens which have been taken from Australia and housed in museum collections in the UK as a way of talking about how we have preserved these types of animals once they have died, and we've preserved them in these natural history museums or zoological museums, yet we failed to preserve the animals that perished in the fires of 2019 and 2020. This theme of the wildfires in Australia is really personal to me because my parents' house was pretty much in the centre of these fires. They were lucky enough that the fire actually skipped over the small town where they live, but it was one of the towns that was continuously threatened for several weeks while the fires roared through that area. So I watched the news of the fires from my flat in London, where it was cold and grey and miserable in January. And on the other side of the world, it was burning. You know, that the whole state was really on fire, more or less, or at least large areas of the state was on fire. And previously, I've been caught in wildfires in northern New South Wales as well. I was there photographing actually on a job, and huge wildfires broke out, and I narrowly made it through with wildfires on both sides of the road. So it was really terrifying, but that was only a fraction of what happened then in 2019 and 2020. But I remember this visceral panic that I had at the time. And if you've ever been so close to a fire like this, you never forget it. It's an absolutely terrifying experience. And so I actually made this work to calm myself down while I watched the wildfires burning out of control in Australia and decimating such a huge amount of land. And this was my way, I suppose, of somehow taking control of my own space somehow and expressing that terror, and also the anger that we have arrived at this point in the environmental crisis. And scientists knew it was coming. Many people knew it was coming, yet here we are, and it feels that so little has been done about it. So it was an expression of my frustration and anger and horror at what was happening to the place I love so dearly.